Welcome, everybody. We do the regularly scheduled board meeting of the Cordova Rec and Park District on this November 19th.
Members of the public can view the meeting live on YouTube, and the link is posted on the agenda. Members of the public are hereby notified that meetings of the Board of Directors are recorded, and requests for video recordings may be made to the clerk of the board. If a member of the public wishes to make a general public comment or a comment on a certain agenda item, please submit a blue speaker card to the clerk of the board, and those are available on the table at the back. Tonight, the Cordova Recreation and Park District honors the memory of Karen Sullivan, mother-in-law of our general manager, Patrick Larkin. Karen was a retired therapist whose lifelong commitment to caring for others extended far beyond her profession. During the COVID-19 pandemic, when CRPD staff continued serving the community as essential workers, Karen dedicated her time and skill to sewing protective masks for every district employee. Her thoughtful acts of compassion helped keep our team safe and healthy during an incredibly challenging time. We are grateful for Karen's kindness, generosity, and lasting impact on our CRPD team. Please join us in a moment of silence as we honor her life and legacy. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to welcome up President of the Cordova Recreation and Parks Foundation to lead us in the pledge, and we'll learn a little bit more about the foundation later on in the meeting.
Okay.
It's the most spirited
Totally
one.
how to do that. All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah. I saw that too, sir. Is that clockwise? You want clockwise or counterclockwise?
One has to have their signature moved now to do the pledge.
What's next?
Item 3.
Careful.
What's next?
Now that's where it used to be when I used to be like this.
Item 3 is our standing action item for AB 2449 requests. This is the portion of the meeting where we deal with any request to join remotely through AB 2449. We received no request and will list it as no action taken.
Thank you, Shelby. Take roll call, please.
Director Danzel?
Here.
Director Yearwood?
Here.
Secretary Mattis?
Here.
Vice Chair Langen?
Here.
Chair Sloan?
Here. Great. That brings us to item B, our comments for public comment.
Members of the public may address the board on topics within the district's jurisdiction that are not listed on the agenda. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. It is a violation of state law for the board to discuss or take action on non-agenda items. Board members may only briefly ask clarifying questions or refer the matter to staff. And at this time, we've received no speaker cards, and I'm seeing none out in the audience, so I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you. And that brings us to item C, our consent calendar.
Consent calendar items are considered administratively routine and will be acted upon in one motion unless separate action on a specific item is necessary. The chairperson will consider any request for discussion of the items prior to approval of the consent calendar, and this evening we have 4 items for your consideration. And at this time, we receive no speaker cards.
Nobody wants to pull it from the audience? How about board members? Anybody want to pull an item? No? Then I'll fill the motion.
Chair Sloan, I'll move the Board of Directors approve consent calendar items C1 through C4.
I have a motion by Director Yearwood,
I'll second.
second by Secretary Mattis. Roll call vote.
Director Danzel?
Aye.
Director Yearwood?
Aye.
Secretary Mattis?
Aye.
Vice Chair Langen?
Aye.
Chair Sloan?
Aye. D, presentations.
Item D1, presentation by the Cordova Recreation and Parks Foundation of a check to CRPD for the scholarship program to help support individuals to participate in recreation opportunities. This is an informative presentation only, no action to be taken by the Board of Directors, and I will turn it over to Recreation Superintendent Chase Michelati.
Right now. All right. Thank you, Shelby. Good evening, Chair Sloan and members of the board. I'm pleased to welcome the Cordova Recreation and Parks Foundation tonight. Once again, they've made a tremendous impact by supporting our CRPD scholarship program And tonight, they're here to present a reimbursement check for $7,419.30. Thanks to their generosity, 83 individuals were able to participate in our programs, 67 community members and 16 students from Folsom Cordova Unified School District's Social Emotional Learning and Educational Equity Program, which serves unhoused and foster youth and their families. These scholarships open doors to summer camps, swim lessons, junior NBA basketball, NFL youth flag football, enrichment classes like Little Chef's World, and even weekly Green Thumb lunches for seniors at the Neil Orchard Senior Activities Center. Through this partnership with the foundation, we're making recreation accessible for all, especially those facing financial challenges. Looking ahead, the foundation has also committed $8,000 for fiscal year 2025 through 26, $6,000 for the community, and $2,000 for Folsom Cordova's SEL program. I want to thank the foundation for your generosity and commitment, and together we're continuing to create opportunities that truly make a difference in our community. Thank you.
Yeah, just wanted to say thank you guys again for all of your support of us, and we love partnering with you, and we can't wait to see you all in the pool for the Polar Plunge in January and raising money.
Photo too.
Yeah, we're going to take a photo. Would you like to come down for a photo?
We will, yes.
Do I have to formally invite you by name? Recorded for the public. Do we do it in front of this or behind this? Okay.
Are we centered on the logo?
We can both take, squeeze in a little bit more. That will work. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Do you want to do a fun one?
Silly.
We have to face this camera now. Do you have everybody?
Oh, that's not the one I had.
Fun one? Do you want a fun one? Ready?
Jazz hands?
1, 2, 3. We got about half fun. That's good. That's exciting.
Quasi fun. One more? Oh,
The gold
thank you
one
guys.
that's enough for this chair.
Thank you.
They're very serious.
Thank you, Dawn. Thank you for everything. Amy, you're amazing.
Yeah, so you guys been through a lot of bullets. Feel free to stick around. No? Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Well, that was nice. That brings us to our committee reports. E1, Standing Committee for District Policies.
Yes, E1, Standing Committee for District Policies Committee on October 20th, 2025. And reporting out will be Vice Chair Langen and Director Yearwood.
Director Yearwood, would you like to go first?
Sure, why not? Yes, we met on Monday, October 20th at 10 a.m. here right in, I don't remember where it was anymore, but I think it was in here. I mean, I won't spend a lot of time since we're going to talk about these things, but, you know, we've got a few kind of like personnel policies that we need to just do some revisions to make sure we're in compliance with, you know, state and local and all those good laws. And then the finance one, it's another one just to kind of get us up to date on standard, you know, the norms for nowadays. And then we have two new ones, one a fireworks one and then a special events one, which I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about. So I don't really have any comments on them right now than to say that, you know, it's nice to see we're constantly keeping up on our policies and staff does a great job of looking at things and seeing what needs to be updated and then kind of looking at what the trends are out there in the world to bring new ones to us, especially this special events one where people are always looking for venues to hold large events. So that's all I got for now.
Yeah. It was a great, productive meeting. One of the things that I really commend Patrick and then the executive staff on are just, they're constantly, I feel like, updating this stuff that needs to be updated. And so I just wanted to give a quick shout out to everyone because I know probably figuring it out and combing through everything to see what does fit, what doesn't fit is probably a lot of work. And so just a great job with being on this the last few years. I just feel like it's well deserved. So great job with that. Director Yearwood kind of talked a lot about it, but yeah, just one of the things was just policies that we really don't have any kind of say over. It's going to be a law or something, and so we kind of have to adjust for that. And then, when a finance policy, and then like he said, just the additions of the park for the park and rec with the fireworks and special events. So thank you guys for your work.
Thank you. So we have one more committee.
Item E2, Standing Committee, Budget and Finance Committee on November 17th, 2025. And reporting out will be Chair Sohn and Secretary Mattis.
Secretary Mattis, you want to start it off?
Yes, it was, everybody on the board and the public will see the final audit report in December. The current auditor, we have one more year with them for the contract, and then with this, the district's going to go out for a competitive bid for the next one after next year. Every year, the audit cycle is done by a new member from that firm, so it's not the same person back to back. And there was no audit findings, which was very good. That was very nice to hear. And then, as you guys will see in the report, eventually there the property values increase and our property tax revenue increase with that. One thing I was very happy about was the golf course just about broke even this year, last fiscal year, and they're going to do something different, which is nice, and this is going to be great to have. It's a popular annual financial report, the PARF. You probably hear about that down the road, but it's going to be a nice. It's going to take a 105-page report and condense it down to a couple pages. That's going to be very high-level graphics, so that way it can be handed out to officials, stakeholders, and everything else about our financial situation. So I was very happy to hear that the district is moving towards that, so that's going to be really good to have.
Thanks. I want to like a hoo-hoo at the end of everything I say here, because this is our 10th year in a row with no findings, and that's pretty nice. Woo-hoo! I don't hear any woo-hoos. And so we had a really good year last year. I mean, we did lots of stuff in the district. We have opened up 3 new parks. We had 45 projects on our table, on our plate. We put $2 million into those projects. We had 7% increase in our general fund. We had a 5.5% increase in property taxes, which is nice, more money coming in for us. I think we took in $7 million in property taxes annually now, which is nice. And we also had, I get sort of confused this one, $10 million increase in equity. Can you talk about that, Matt?
Yeah, it's basically our net, it's called our net position, so it's assets minus liabilities. And so if you think of it like a profit loss statement, it's the equity section. So it's pretty much what we're valued at, book value wise. And so it went from 119 million last year to 132 million, mostly due to those 3 new parks, but also the extra cash that we were able to squirrel away in reserves.
That's
So 132 million. 10 years ago, we were 65 million, so we over doubled in the last 10 years.
Things are looking very, very good for us. Next year is going to be a phenomenal year too. Much of the same. I see just more openings and more milestones. So thank you for the report, Matt, and the rest of the board. Will be seeing the final come up or a preliminary come up next.
The final report.
Final report will come up.
The audit.
Great. Thank you. Next takes us to public hearings. F, none. G, regular calendar.
Item G1, approve a name for the future community park in the Montelena development. And at this time, we received no speaker cards. And seeing none in the audience, I'll turn it over to Principal Planner Terry Zeller.
Thank you, Shelby, and thank you, Board. And tonight, as Shelby had mentioned, we are looking at requesting the Board of Directors approve a name for our new 10.8 acre future community park, and that's within the Montalena development. So a little bit of a background, CRPD and Montalena Douglas LLC back in 2013 executed a park development agreement for the Montalena development. And so part of that park development agreement established the land dedication obligation and outlined the specifics of how the parks were going to be developed within that subdivision. So at build out, the Montalena development does provide 10.8 acres for community park, which we saw back in September for the approval, and also 4.6 acres for 2 neighborhood turnkey parks, which are already constructed. So those are Hummingbird Park and Sparrow Park, one to the north, one to the south of this community park. So the community park site in the Montalena development is located on in the southeast quadrant of our district, and it's west of Canberry Drive and running along the north side of Chrysanthi Boulevard. So just keep in mind, the Board of Directors, as in other policy matters, has the final discretion in the concept design for the park and also for the naming. And so, like I said, in September, on the 17th, at our regular board meeting, the board approved the concept plan for this park. In accordance with the park planning and development policy, the naming process for a park will commence following the board's approval of the concept plan. So now that we're through that, we're looking at our next step. So the approved concept plan, just to give you a little bit of background, it establishes a design that integrates with the surrounding natural areas to the west and to the north. We do have quite a lot of bird habitat out there that is very close to the park. The park incorporates earth tones, natural gravel paths, and low-impact meadow treatments that complement the native landscape. As far as features go, the key feature is a central, large 3-bay dog park. And we also have a 9-hole disc golf course on the western portion of the site. And as in all of our community parks, we do have 2 age-separated playgrounds, one with featuring inclusive equipment designed for children of all abilities. We do have a plaza that anchors the park's active core. We also have a 48-seat group shelter, picnic restroom, public restroom, shade structures, and open turf spaces. There's also on-site parking for 46 vehicles. Overall, the park concept balances active recreation, passive open space, and environmental preservation, creating a community destination that reflects our district's commitment to sustainable and inclusive park design. So back to the matter at hand. Looking at the naming, we had put out an online survey that was posted on our social media platforms shortly after the board's approval of the concept plan, and we did get 89 names submitted through the survey. It's also important to mention at the beginning that we do have some existing names that make the list until there's one chosen, and then the rest stay on the list. And those are the board's naming committee back in September of 2023 approved these names, and those 4 names that are on the list are Guy Anderson, John Barris, Inez Reyes, and Charlie Rice. So you can consider those 4 as part of the policy. We got the 89 names submitted, and of these, staff is suggesting that the following 60 of those 89 be considered. We did disqualify 29 of them, and there are 18 of the 29 names that have specific reasons for the recommendation for removal that are below the 60 that we are considering on page 30. And also, there are 11 additional submissions that are recommended for removal because of the fact that they reference individual persons or families And per our park planning policy, the naming of parks and facilities after individuals has to follow the separate designated process that brought us those first 4. So I can read any of those 18 or the other 11 recommended for removal submissions if the board wishes, but for the interest of focusing on the ones that we feel are recommended, I can move forward with the 60 that we have here. Any interest in the ones we got rid of?
No.
Okay, so let's stay positive and focus. And so I'm going to read off these 60 names, and hopefully I'll still have a voice by the time I'm done. So,
Do you guys need that?
I don't think,
Yeah.
I don't think we don't need to name.
oh, excellent, thank you.
Yeah, they have it in front of them, so.
Are you sure I practiced all day?
Audience wants to say them.
It's like Ferris Bueller.
If you practice,
Yeah, ready?
Bueller.
No.
Bueller.
Not that I don't want to hear you say meat.
I know one of them has Montalena in
Well,
it.
I'll be like this at the end.
We're like,
Okay, so moving on. So on page 30 in the center of the page are the ones that we're suggesting you consider. And on page 30, bottom of page 30 and the entire page 31 are the other ones that we recommended not using. So just to wrap this up, fiscal impact, there will be no direct fiscal impact. The signage for the park name is going to be included in the park construction costs, and those are, of course, funded by park development impact fees. And so, and also, the cost of maintenance for the park is covered through our CFD 2014-01. So that is my staff report, and we can commence with a discussion on the names that are recommended by staff.
Okay. Okay, well, I just wrote 4 that I liked it. But can you guys, we'll start at the end there with Director Danzel and see what his thoughts are.
There's 60 names here, and I'm gonna be honest, there's not really one that jumps out to me, so I'm still trying to figure out that name that I'm looking for, so I will pass it on to Director Yearwood.
there was no way you couldn't disqualify Meat Boy Park?
What?
There's not a policy reason that we can disqualify that. Plus, we just thought we like to leave it
Is that
in.
one?
Meat Boy Community
Meatball?
Park.
Meatball?
Meat
Park?
boy?
Meat Boy, it's right above Montalena.
Okay.
Meat
Yeah.
Boy?
Yeah.
Hey, it's the public's comment.
I know, we go from having few to choose from and then 60 to choose from. As much as I love Cupcake, I can't see a name in this park after Cupcake. But I kind of, with Director Danzel, there's so much here, but nothing really sticks out. I mean, probably the most logical one is Montalena Community Park. I know it's not.
There's Montalena Meadows. See that one?
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, I'm all ears for everybody else.
All right, Secretary
Just,
Meadows?
just for clarification also, these are just suggested names that we got from the surveys that we put out there, but you guys as the board get to choose ultimately. If you have a name that's not on here, that is your decision. These are just suggestions.
Yeah, I mean, I think, in my opinion, for the 60 names, you know, I'm going to, for myself, is stick to those 60 names because people participated in there. But what kind of stuck out to me was Dragonfly because of the meadow, the pond out there, so it's nature. And then just an easy one is the Montaleno Meadows.
Terry, is there a theme that was attached to this in the concept plan?
I was going to ask it too.
The theme was basically connection to nature.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vice Chair Langdon.
Yeah, so initially looking at this list, I was like, wow, it's a little overwhelming. And then I looked, the first name that drew my attention was Cupcake. I was like, oh, it'd be cool to name a park after the donkey. As
Then Meat
he was-
Boy.
He was
No?
he was so popular and everything. But then a couple that kind of came to mind, or not came to mind, but that were on the list. One of them, Meadowline Park, and then the one that I liked, it's on here, but I would adjust it. Would be the Wilderness Preserve, or Wilderness Preserve, instead of Wi-Fi Wilderness Preserve. I don't. But yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on the names specifically.
Can I get the names of our other community parks that we have out in that area? We got Heron Landing.
Yes, we have Hummingbird Park to the north, we have Sparrow to the south. We have, to the far east, we have our Monarch and Butterfly Parks. We have Aura Park, which was named after the road that park is on. We have the new community park that's being developed right now, Turnkey, that's in the ranch, and it's just was decided that the Ranch Community Park was the proper name for that one, so that was the last one we did.
So I was looking for birds, and I would like to know if the birds that are on here are in that area, or did someone just come up with a Cooper's hawk? Is that a Cooper's hawk? Are they out in that area?
Sure.
We have a bird expert here, Laura.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to our avian,
Oh, she's
Yeah, our avian specialist.
yes.
She's got a book and a list.
Cooper's hawks are in the area, although they tend to be in forested areas rather than open meadows.
They're hold on, stay up.
Wait.
There's other birds.
We have the Sandmill crane.
Came up hang out
There's
there.
a list.
Okay,
Yeah.
sandhill cranes, they fly over us, and they, as they're migrating down to Cosumnes River Preserve, but
Okay.
I'm not aware of any actually being seen in the area.
And are there a lot of owls in that area? Owl Creek was one of the ideas.
Well, owls, there's burrowing owls in this area, but I don't know, owls are usually in trees. Burrowing owls are on the ground, but I don't know that any have ever been seen there. Probably not.
I can report I have seen an owl in my.
You have seen an owl in your
Yes.
backyard?
And the carcass of the bird it left on my fence.
Really?
Yeah.
So Chair Sloan, I did the 2025 thing and Googled what birds are indigenous to Ranch Cordova. And great horned owl, red-tailed hawk, northern flicker, northern mockingbird, dark-eyed juco, that one I don't know yet, California towhee, oak tint mouse, black phoebe, house sparrow, house finch, mourning dove, American robin, and California scrub jay are the ones that are here year-round. So,
Mockingbird sort of like. has
Just
a
on
deep sound.
the topic of birds, we also do have several other bird parks. Heron Landing, are there other parks that
Sparrow
are named?
Park and
Sparrow
Hummingbird
Park, yeah.
Park.
So we have a wide variety of birds represented in our park names, just so you're aware. It's more than just that surrounding area that has bird names as the identifier.
Right. So, well, I mean, like, so, if I had to choose one, the first one in my mind comes Montalena Meadows. That has a nice sound to it. I know that's the developer's Montalena, but that Montalena it sounds like a nice park. If we go to a bird, I'd like to maybe find out some other birds that are indigenous to that area, that people are going to go there and they're actually going to see them migrating out there, or flocking out there even. So I don't know about Mockingbird Park, might be an idea, but of the other ones, I'm having a hard time with them. So I'm thinking we should lead towards a bird, or call it Montalena Meadows Community Park. That's my suggestion.
Okay, would you like me to summarize what I've heard from the board's decisions? Dragonfly, Meadowline, Montalena Meadows, Mockingbird, and Wilderness Preserve. Those are the ones that I was able to jot down, and I don't know if I missed any.
Well, Director Yearwood also wanted to clarify, make sure there was no relevance to Meat Boy.
Yeah, no, just kidding.
That was my submission. No, I'm joking.
I have a question about Montalena Meadows. Will there be something out there that looks like a meadow?
Well, behind it, there's that nature preserve.
Okay, I mean,
We are trying to establish a meadow out there, yes.
Yeah, there's this whole nature.
And I think Mariposa is a flower, correct? Mariposa, it's a lily? Mariposa, I think it's a lily. No?
she's birds,
Oh,
not plants, she's birds.
okay. Well, so what do we do?
So keep
Well-
talking until we get to the conclusion.
Well,
of
Brian, did you have
consensus.
anything?
Do you, if we-
Mariposa is a flower, and it's actually the Spanish word for butterfly as well, so you have a
Oh.
dual meaning there.
Oh,
Fun fact.
That is a fun fact.
that would be better for the one where we name Butterfly.
well,
I know.
does anybody here else like Montalena Meadows Community Park?
Yeah, I think that one.
So if we do a motion and see if it passes, or
Sure.
would that be the easiest thing to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone will make a motion?
I move the Board of Directors approve Montalena Meadows as the name of the future community park in the Montalena development.
I have a motion by Secretary Mattis. Do I have a second? I'll second that. Not gonna fly, is it?
Well, let's-
Roll call vote.
Director Danzel?
Aye.
Director Yearwood?
Aye.
Secretary Mattis?
Aye.
Vice Chair Langen?
Aye.
Chair Sloan?
Aye.
So just for clarification, is it meadow or meadows?
Meadows, I think.
I heard
Plural.
meadows.
Meadows.
Was meadows.
That's what was suggested.
Okay,
Yeah.
we just
Okay,
want to make
thank
sure.
you. We will, yeah, we'll review the tape if we need to.
There's an S on the end of that.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
especially when we're making the sign.
Yeah, right.
Okay, thank you
Just
so
do
much.
whatever's
Thank you,
grammatically
Terry.
correct.
Thanks, Terry.
Good job. That's great. Sounds
Montalena
delightful.
Meadows Community Park. Community Park, rather.
Correct.
Great. That was nice. We didn't have to pull any teeth. Meat boy. Came up with meat boy. Where are we now?
Meat boy.
We are
G2.
at, where?
G2.
G2.
Item G2, adopt amendments to the personnel policies, employee handbook for the Cordova Recreation and Park District as presented. And at this time, we've received no speaker cards, so I'll turn it over to Human Resource Manager Andrea White.
To go back to G1, did we do public comment or do we have to do that?
We did at the beginning
We did?
prior
Okay,
to
okay.
discussion. Thank you for checking, though.
All right, thank you, Chair Sloan, Board of Directors. Today, I have two policies I'm bringing forth for your consideration for amendments. The first one, as noted, we met on October 20th and discussed these items in detail. The first item is just a small amendment to some language. We're moving to a new payroll software, and we're looking to align some pay periods. Already, we have decided to move the part-time payroll up a week, so they'll be paid a little bit sooner than they're used to, and we needed to make that adjustment so we can move forward with our new program. The second policy is a little bit more detailed, but I'll try to just make it simple, and I'm happy to answer further questions. Is that a long-standing policy, and probably something you've heard of, is sick leave verification, that after so many days of being out sick, that you may be required to provide a doctor's note after so many days. With the amendment to the Healthy Workplace, Healthy Family Act, that sick leave should be guaranteed and shouldn't necessarily require a doctor's note. The only time that it is lawful to require a doctor's note per our attorneys is if we believe somebody is misusing that sick leave. So we amended that policy per our attorney's instructions. But if you'd like to discuss that further, I'm happy to do so. And those are the only two I have for right now, but you can expect that we will amend policies with brand-new laws, and those will probably come February, March, April, early next year. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Any comments from the audience?
No comments at this time.
Any comments from our board of directors?
Yes, sir.
I'll take a motion.
I move the Board of Directors adopt the proposed amendments to the Personnel Policies Employee Handbook.
I have a motion by Vice Chair Langdon,
Second?
second by, who is that? By Director Danzel. Roll call vote.
Director Danzel?
Aye.
Director Yearwood?
Aye.
Secretary Mattis?
Aye.
Vice Chair Langen?
Aye.
Chair Sloan?
Aye.
Thank you.
Brings us to G3.
Item G3, adopt amendments to the financial policies for the Cordova Recreation and Park District as presented. And at this time, we received no speaker cards, so I will turn it over to CFO Matt Goodell.
All right, good evening, Chair Sloan and board members. The item tonight that I'm presenting is an amendment to the procurement policy. In reviewing our procedure, staff found that there was overlapping language in multiple policy books, specifically planning and finance. And so to improve clarity and efficiency, we are recommending that we consolidate all that into one comprehensive policy. And I drew the short straw, so it's all going to be under the finance policy. So the amendment to Policy 1.7 will formally recognize CUPCA, which is the California Uniform Public Construction Cost Accounting Act, that the district actually adopted in 2004. So while we've used that to guide our practices throughout since then, it has not been formally referenced in our policy. So I thought it was important that we have a blurb in there talking about how we adopted CUPCA. The amendment will add consultant selection procedures beyond just procuring goods, and finally establish a notice of completion policy for completing and properly recording our construction projects. Now, those are the three things. So this unified policy will apply across all departments. It will be reviewed annually and updated as needed to ensure compliance, and if approved, it'll take effect immediately. There is no direct fiscal impact. This is about streamlining our processes and strengthening, I'm having difficulty speaking too, consistency. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody from the audience?
Not at this time.
How about anybody on the board want to say anything? How about roll call vote? How about a motion?
Chair Sloan, I'll move the Board of Directors adopt the proposed amendments to the financial policies.
Motion by Director Yearwood,
I'll second.
second by Secretary Mattis. Roll call vote.
Director Danzel?
Aye.
Director Yearwood?
Aye.
Secretary Mattis?
Aye.
Vice Chair Langen?
Aye.
Chair Sloan?
Aye. Brings us to
Thank you.
G4.
Item G4, adopt new policies to the Parks and Recreation policies for the Cordova Recreation and Park District as presented. We have received one comment letter from the Cordova Community Council on this item, so if you would mind taking one and passing it along. And then after you have a moment to read it, I will turn it over to the Director of Parks and Recreation, Jill Nuns.
Thank you, sir.
I'll read this first. Everybody done?
No.
Oh, there's more in the back?
Turn it over, Rick. Turn it over.
Keep going.
Oh, brother. I thought I was a fast reader.
It's an urban, per definition of urban development, which has different amendments.
We're already done, we were waiting for you. I didn't want to start until you were here. I told you. She's got it queued up, she's ready to do it.
Intermission, playing guitar.
We were gonna do Katy Perry's Fireworks as the walk-up song. Go ahead. See, Niles can play it now, because we're gonna do it as our walk-up song, so. But Matt didn't want to play, and Jace didn't want to sing. I can't sing. I'd clear the room, though, with the singing.
We all ready to move forward now? Yep.
Yes.
Okay, do we address these comments now, or do we?
We're going to have the presentation, then there'll be an
Okay.
opportunity for discussion and additional comments if
All right.
Shelley's here in the audience.
Right.
All right, so good evening. So this evening, staff is recommending that the Board of Directors formally adopt the proposed park and recreation policies regarding the prohibition of fireworks on district property and the establishment of standards for special events. These policies are designed to enhance public safety, protect district assets, and support positive community engagement. As you may already know, the Cordova Recreation and Park District, a governmental subdivision of the state of California, derives its authority and responsibilities from the California Public Resources Code, Divisions 1 and 5. In alignment with this authority, the district has adopted the Sacramento County Park Ordinances, Code Chapter 9.36, from the Department of Regional Parks, Park Ranger Division, which are incorporated into the district's parks rules and regulations. To further enhance public safety, protect our park assets, and promote positive community engagement, staff have reviewed existing ordinances and policies and are recommending the adoption of 2 new policies, the fireworks policy and the special events policy. These proposed policies were presented to the District Policies Standing Committee for review and discussion on October 20th, 2025. So the first policy I will be presenting is the fireworks policy. So in summary, by adopting this policy, the district prohibits the possession, use, display, or discharge of fireworks, including but not limited to safe and sane fireworks, display fireworks, pyrotechnic devices, or any similar materials on district property. Both the County of Sacramento and the City of Rancho Cordova already have adopted a fireworks policy that states that no person shall possess or ignite in any manner any firecracker or fireworks, including any article for making of pyrotechnic display. Additionally, the City of Rancho Cordova's website under fireworks safety lists that fireworks are not allowed in any public park. Now, there are going to be some exceptions to this firework policy, and we have 4 existing fireworks shows and events that we're going to permit to continue under this new policy. The Cordova Community Council, as we know, has the 4th of July celebration on July 3rd and July 4th at the Hagen Community Park. And then they also have the Christmas tree lighting event the Sunday after Thanksgiving at the Village Green. And the Savita International Foundation, as part of the Diwali celebration, Festival of Lights at Stone Creek Community Park, and that date varies year in and year out. So all approved displays must comply with applicable federal, state, and local laws, obtain all necessary permits, and adhere to safety and operational requirements established by the district, including but not limited to fire permits and insurance requirements. Any modifications to the scope, scale, or timing of these events must receive prior written approval from the Director of Parks and Recreation or a designee. Permits are subject to revocation if any applicable requirements are not met. Additionally, if an organization elects not to include fireworks in its event, the privilege to conduct firework displays in future events may be permanently revoked. And I know there was also a statement in the letter that Shelley Blanchard, that you have a copy of that letter is, we agree, and that's why we put the word may. So if there's, another COVID-19, or if there's a fire ban within the county, and that agency, especially the Cordova Community Council, isn't able to do fireworks that year, then of course, the next year, if that ban has been lifted, then yes, we would allow those fireworks. So it's only if that organization decides, we're done with fireworks, right? If they come back a couple of years later and want to go ahead and do fireworks again, then we may have the right to say no to that. So we understand that there's other circumstances that may not permit them to do fireworks in a certain year, and we would take that under consideration. So requests for fireworks use outside of the exceptions listed above will not be considered. Alternative forms of celebration such as laser shows, drone light shows, or other non-combustible visual displays may be proposed and must receive prior written approval from the Director of Parks and Recreation or designee. And of course, district staff and law enforcement partners are authorized to enforce this policy. Okay? Now we'll go on to the second policy, which is the special events policy. The special event policy establishes rental standards for the special use permit application, which we call a SUPA, including attendance caps and event eligibility criteria. Our key provisions include high attendance events are not permitted at any park designated as a neighborhood park. And just so you know as well, as the Village Green is not considered a neighborhood park, the Village Green is an urban park, and we would allow those special events at the Village Green as it is considered an urban park. All proposed events are subject to evaluation and approval by the Director of Parks and Recreation or designee in accordance with the SUPR process and guidelines. Insurance requirements are dictated by the district insurance provider and are not negotiable. All parks will remain open to the public at all times. No special events will be allowed to close a park to public access unless expressly granted by the Director of Parks and Recreation through an agreement. So like the CCC has, they have a park use agreement for the 4th of July where it is only the CCC that is able to, be at that park during those times. We don't do that for all of our special events because not all special events take up the entire park. So because it's a public park, for example, the Diwali Festival only took up a part of Stone Creek Community Park, so the rest of the park's open for people to come. But with the 4th of July, obviously Shelley and her team, in essence, put the fence around Hagan Community Park so nobody else would be able to use that park at that time. So we'll continue to keep those exceptions in place. Okay. And then additional occupancy limitations will be imposed by external agencies such as Sac Metro Fire due to temporary structures or obstructions. So exceptions will not be made unless it's written, again, by me, by the Director of Parks and Recreation. Further limitations to maximum occupancy may be applied by other jurisdictions. And then again, we have the right to uphold the law as well as our law enforcement other agencies. There are no direct fiscal impacts to these proposed policies, and this policy will be effective immediately if approved this evening, and will be reflected in the district's park rules and regulations and the Parks and Recreation Standard Operating Procedures. So that concludes my report, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Director Danzel wants to go.
No.
No? Director Yearwood?
I don't have any questions.
Do we have
Secretary
questions or
Adams.
comments?
Questions? Both.
Okay. Yeah, I would read this over multiple times. One thing I would like to strike out is the additionally, if an organization elects to include fireworks in its event, the privilege to conduct fireworks displays in future events may be permanently revoked. I just don't like the way that's worded. It just may, who's to say down the line, if somebody else is in your position if there's a bad relationship down the line, any excuse, if they can't do it because of procurement, or if there's a severe fire issue or a safety issue and it's not held, and it's up to your position, that would revoke it. And it wouldn't come to us for a discussion or anything like that, would it? To the board?
Well, it would, no, it wouldn't at that
No,
point.
it wouldn't. So that's, I would like to have, at least come to the board. And also, I'd like to strike out the next line, to request for fireworks use outside the exemption listed above will not be considered. Well, what happens if we approve these 4, and if there's like down the line, a group, an ethnic group, or a LGBTQ community that wants to put on a festival or fireworks show, and we tell them, well, you can't because we passed this in 2025, so you're excluding them from ever doing fireworks. And wouldn't that hurt us, or it could be a lawsuit down the line, Bob?
So,
I mean, or couldn't that?
So here's the thing with a policy. So we did some research, 17 other agencies in our area. Basically, there's one other agency that allows fireworks, whenever, wherever, with a special permit, thousands of dollars to get the permit, is the city of Sacramento. The other agencies are a no. Or there's only 2 agencies that, one is Carmichael that does their own event, and they're allowing fireworks at that event. The city of Folsom is kind of a no, maybe possibly, and Cosumnes is probably a no. Why this policy is in effect and why it needs to be black and white is because we cannot continue to allow fireworks displays in our parks. It is dangerous. We're not being good neighbors, and there's a possibility of something bad happening with fireworks. And so obviously, as you can see, we're not the only agency that has considered this. These are other agencies that already have these no policies in place, and that's 16 out of 17 are basically a no. So we feel like it's important to be really good neighbors. We have the big 4th of July celebration where fireworks are traditionally, set off. We now have the Diwali festival, but we'd like to stop it there. We think that that is enough for us and our agency, as well as our neighbors and our community. We hear all the time about neighbors complaining about the fireworks, whether it is a show that's happening, a professional show, or people are just lighting them off in their backyards illegally, that it takes a toll. It takes a toll on people, it takes a toll on people's pets, and we as an agency think it's safe for us to bring forward this black and white policy and stop continuing to allow agencies and corporations and businesses and groups to have fireworks, especially if we're one of the only few that are allowing fireworks at this time.
Okay. And then I do appreciate you explaining too more of the closing off the parks that will continue with the exemptions on there. So that was a question that I had earlier too, to make sure that wasn't going to affect that down the line. And then with Shelley's comment there, with the insurance requirements are dedicated by the district's insurance provider or non-negotiable, is that true? I mean, is that basically our Capri would tell us these are the policies and that's it?
If we want to keep our insurance with
If you
them.
want to keep the insurance, okay.
Yep, you bet.
Vice Chair Lang?
Yeah, just kind of thinking about, like, I just saw, the fire district and so on and so forth. When it comes to parks, do they say, and this is, some people are like, that's a silly question, but, like, do they say, like, hey, you probably don't want to have more than, like, 5,000 people in that park, or do they do anything like that?
They do not.
Okay. And then,
I mean, there are rules of course there's rules from
Yeah.
the fire department.
Yeah.
Of how you set that up, how far people need to be away from the fireworks, so forth. But there is not a capacity according to the fire department. We
Okay.
did check on that.
okay. And then, the other thing was, I didn't write it down. So, I know we have insurance deadlines. I know it's been something through the past that's been a little hard. Are we hard on those deadlines, or is there leniency that we give to, make sure that we're still being nice, but at the same time, you know.
We are more than accommodating with our insurance requirements, and for us to ask for insurance 60 to 30 days ahead of time is more than enough, ample time for any agency to get that certificate of insurance. And overall, we do not have issues with other, any other agencies or other events really having an issue with getting that insurance.
Okay, and then the last clarifying thing is more just on the language of if an organization elects not to include the fireworks and events and so on and so forth. So if one year they decide, oh, we want to do a drone show instead of fireworks, but we're going to do fireworks the next year, that's...
We could have a really great conversation about that. Absolutely, we would. If there's a reason that they wanted to do the drone show this year and, and they want to bring back fireworks next year, whether it's because maybe they're short on, cash flow, or maybe this is not a fireworks year for some reason, or maybe that fireworks company, something happened with them, like there's those kind of exceptions, then absolutely, we would make that consideration.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
you bet.
Okay, so right now we have 3 designated parks that we allow fireworks in, correct?
We have 2.
3.
Village Green.
Oh, the Village
Stone
Green, the
Creek.
urban, my
3
apologies, yes,
parks.
the 3 parks.
One is the 3rd and 4th of July, and that's when we close up the whole park, and that's, understandably, I don't see another organization coming forward and saying, we want to close up the park and have a giant fireworks show at Hagen.
You'd be surprised.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't see that, so I don't think that we should even consider that as a possibility. Village Green is kind of a confined area, it's near people's homes, and it's a little bit risque. Actually, I think the Dwelly Festival wanted to move it to there, and they were told by the people who do their fireworks that they would not put it there because it's a risky part.
Correct.
So that says that Stone Creek sets itself aside from the other ones. I was out there for the display. It was a very nice little compact show. It wasn't giant. It was in the softball field. I would hate to just exclude, just give the Dwelly Festival, that's the only people who can do it there. I think that if some other organization, religious or whatever, comes forward and they say they want to have a celebration, political, anything, that wants to have it, they can maybe choose to have it in Stone Creek Park. Tends to be the one adjacent park that could have a smaller organization there to have a show. And then we have to think about, what about our future parks that we're building? There might be the opportunity to think about having the possibility. I'm not saying, I mean, as long as I've been here, 16 years, we've only done it at these 3 places that I've known of, for fireworks. So I don't know what else is going to jump into the.
But be reminded, we can change that policy once those new parks get built. And if those new parks, community parks, are appropriate for fireworks, then absolutely, we'd have a really great conversation. I'd bring it back and say, hey, this park may be a park that we can go ahead and allow fireworks. The other comment I do want to make, though, and I understand where you're coming from, is, hey, we allow fireworks at Hagen, at the Village Green, and Stone Creek now. But again, we want to be good neighbors. And so if we continue just to use those 3 parks to do fireworks, those neighbors are not going to be happy with the district. Because even after this year, after the Diwali, we did get some comments from neighbors that were upset that the fireworks were happening. So we get that, and we understand that. Some people love them, some people don't. But what we don't want to do is every other weekend have a fireworks show at Stone Creek Community Park, or the Village Green, or Hagen Community Park.
Well, can it be open-ended, where the possibility of considering?
We'd like this to be a black and white policy.
Policies can always be.
The show out at Stone Creek was maybe 15 minutes long. It wasn't a big show, so.
My dogs didn't enjoy it.
What?
My dogs didn't enjoy it. I heard it all the way at my house.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I mean,
I
it's
did.
once a year.
So if this policy doesn't pass, then you guys would rework it or retool it to some of our suggestions, or would you guys bring it back to the board?
We would continue to bring it back to the board, correct?
I have a question for you, Jill, if I may. So if the city doesn't allow fireworks in the parks, how do we have fireworks in the park?
City doesn't.
because
There's the
we,
city ordinance, says you can't have
It is.
fireworks in parks.
City of Sacramento, maybe.
No, City of Rancho Cordova. So how do we get away with having fireworks in our
because
parks?
they're following the Sac County ordinance, which we are as well. And within the Sac County ordinance, if we want to trump that ordinance, we can.
Okay. Just came
That's
into
a
my mind.
great question.
Yeah.
You bet.
Any other questions from the board? I'd like to hear from Shelley Blanchard. I know she's in the audience. I think she's behind you. And I'd like to hear what she has to say and her 2 cents. It's always worth $1 million.
Hello, everybody. Most of my comments are contained in the letter, and I think actually the direction you're going is great. I support you, and I do think that there's a place where we want to allow some professional fireworks. I do think it'll take some of the pressure off the illegal stuff if you are able to say, leave the fireworks to the pros on some level. Probably that's a little bit of blue sky thinking, but we can always hope for that. And I appreciate the conversation because you answered a bunch of my questions. I didn't really know this was coming, so I didn't have a chance to air any questions in advance with anybody. And I didn't know that Village Green is an urban park and and I don't think anywhere I've ever heard that before, so thank you for illuminating that. I would say that my major comments, I think, were just trying to leave a little bit of opening for innovative thinking on this issue, as far as insurance issues, technology changes, different things that we can't necessarily foresee, to have things just so cut off, not leaving any room for discussion. In the area where you said, well, it may be, when you had to explain that if you didn't have a show 1 year, it may revoke for another. But I do think that it's agreed that the general gist of this is to limit and get rid of fireworks pretty much in the parks. So that's what you get paid the big bucks to decide, I guess. But as your major fireworks provider, we do think that there is a desire in a big city like ours, a big community like ours. Cordova Recreation Park District is even larger than the city itself, as you well know, that we carefully find places for this activity to take place in a very safe manner. And so while I agree generally with the direction you're going here, I do, I think we need to be a little bit open-minded to the future and what might be desired by the people who don't live here yet, and the parks that have not yet been built. That's my major thing. Let's see. I think that pretty much covers it. On the issue of insurance, I feel your pain. We are a property owner at the mine shaft, as you know, and we're dealing with the same thing. I mean, it's really difficult. I just want to leave a little bit of room for discussion because of definitions, perhaps. Not necessarily fireworks, that's pretty clear, but on some other items, for example, new rules for insuring porta potties, for example. I mean, there needs to be some room for discussion of these things, not just like, we're not even going to talk to you about it, I believe. So with that, that's my major. I actually want you to know how much I appreciate being kind of called out in this, that there's some legacy events that together we have developed over many, many years, and that's recognized by this. Thank you very much for that. I'm really proud of the work we've done together to be safe and provide really great experiences for the people of the Cordova Recreational Park District. I'm proud of that. So I'm not here to complain. Just maybe a few tweaks would be worthy of discussion. Can I answer any other questions for you, Rick, or others?
No, I think you've answered a lot of questions, but I don't know where we go from here, because if we're gonna have a motion, do we do with alterations or this, or how do we?
One other question that I did have, is the language that was in the staff report, is that the proposed language? It wasn't clear to me if that was just a summary, or that is the actual language. Okay, thank you.
So let's see what Jill says.
So yeah, if there's something, like Mark Mattis asked for one part to be striked out, if that's the part that we want to strike out and the board agrees, then we can adopt it with that line, that sentence being struck from the policy, correct?
But can it possibly be added that in the event, in the future, an organization comes to us with a request, it would go under consideration?
It's a policy. We can change policies at any time. So next week, if we want to change this policy completely, we can completely change this policy again.
Yeah, right,
Because
so-
of the needs of the
yeah.
world. We can continuously change policies month after month if we needed to, the same policy.
When we build a new park, if that park is a park that we feel like is safe and sane and good for fireworks, then we can add that to the policy.
Okay.
Yep.
And note, we've been very consistent year after year after year after year after year with making sure that our policies are addressed at least once a year, and in some cases, like this past year, twice. This year, we had reviewed significant policy amendments and/or new policies, so yes, is to the answer to that.
Okay. All right, Will, thank you for your presentation.
You're welcome.
Hearing no more questions, then I guess I'll take a motion. Who wants to give me a motion?
Chair Sloan, I'll make the motion. I move the Board of Directors adopt the new policies to the park and recreation policies for the Cordova Recreation and Park District.
Is it taking Secretary Mattis's into
He
consideration?
didn't.
No, we haven't.
The motion is as
That's it.
presented, as it stands.
As presented.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so I have a motion by Director Yearwood,
Second.
second by Director Danzel. Roll call vote.
Director Danzel?
Aye.
Director Irwin?
Aye.
Secretary Mattis?
No.
Vice Chair Langen?
No.
Chair Sloan?
No.
Motion does not pass.
Director Mattis, if you wanted to make the new motion, though.
I would like to make a motion that we strike the wording. Additionally, if an organization elects to not include fireworks in its event, the privilege to conduct firework displays in the future events may be permanently revoked.
Or rewritten.
Strike it.
Strike it.
So if an organization, I guess I can't know if I can ask a question.
Yeah,
I can?
Yeah.
So if an organization just doesn't do something for a couple of years and they come back and they want to hold their event again, we're just going to let them hold their event again?
They're on this list, the exemptions.
Yeah.
Because it could be a reason. It could be financial, it could be procurement, it could be fire. But I understand, Brian.
It's in the
Yeah.
policy. I
Yeah.
mean, already. That's why I'm not worried about, that's why I wasn't worried about it, because it's in the policy. It would already change it from not to adding the word may. I mean, that's how we, in legal speak, that's what we're changing. To, putting that word may in there versus not is completely different, so.
So your
Okay.
motion is to strike that one sentence?
That one sentence, and also the next line, request for fireworks use outside of these exemption listed above will not be considered. I would like to strike, will not be considered to, will be considered by the board of directors.
What was that one?
The policy states that these are administrative privileges to the Director of Parks and Recreation. Not everything goes to the Board of Directors for approval. That's more of an operationals, administrative move versus a political or a need for the board to approve those kind of things.
Okay, all right, then I'll just go with my original request or
Just-
motion.
Just to clarify, just that first strikeout line, not the second one?
Yeah, the first one additionally, all the way through revoked.
Thank you.
So, can I
So
get-
if I understand correctly, Patrick, by what you just said, there couldn't, in that language, that Secretary Mattis is stating, we couldn't put in there anything about the board being able to, if someone decides not to do it for a couple of years, we couldn't put language in there that the board could then vote on yes or no.
Of course you could, but typically in terms of operational efficiency, these are the kind of decisions that our leadership staff make based on the policies that the board approves. So if everything were to have to go vetted through the board, we'd be having enormous board meetings to decide on operational decisions, so.
Okay, are we ready for a new motion?
We currently have a motion on the
make a
floor,
motion.
and we're looking for a second.
Was it the first one?
The first one, yeah, remove, yeah, strike out additionally to revoked.
Okay, do I have a motion by Secretary Mattis, do I have a second?
Does that include the request?
No, it doesn't, no, because I'm going to keep that administrative.
Okay. I'll second that.
I have a second by Vice Chair Langdon. Roll call vote?
Director Danzel?
No.
Director Irwin?
No.
Secretary Mattis?
Yes.
Vice Chair Langen?
Yes.
Chair Sloan?
Aye.
And the motion passes.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
What, H1? We're at H1. Board Directors,
Yeah, I know.
Should we take a break? We're at H1. Sheldon?
H1, there's nothing to report.
Well,
For item
okay, we're
H2A,
H2.
there's no training to report this month, and item H2B is the community activities report. And at this time, we've received no speaker cards, so I'll turn it back over to you, Chair Sloan.
Okay. So board member reports, I'll start off at that tail end there. Director
Can we
Danzel?
start with you?
No.
We might need a bathroom break before you go.
Chair Sloan, on October 16th, 2025, I attended the PRSA Influencer Award Dinner, which the district, I'm going to keep it short and sweet because I know it'll be spoken about again, but the district did receive a few awards that night, so I'll leave that there. On October 29th, 2025, did attend the LAFCO Formations Committee, and that was basically talking about next year's calendar, where we're going, and then there was a merger with two water districts and how that went about, why that went about. Lawsuits are a fun thing. And so that's why that ended up happening. And basically that was it of that meeting. Majority of the members on there were brand new. It is Park District heavy this time, which is very interesting. Years ago when I sat on that committee, I was the only Park District representative. This year, I think we've got five Park Districts out of 13 of us, which is great. And then September of 2026, we will be holding that meeting here at Cordova Recreation and Park District. Halloween at Hagen, October 25th. Once again, staff did a great event. They put that on, and they, weather is always a little crazy that time, but it was a great day. November 7th, CRPD board meeting. It was here. We turned around and talked about upcoming conference and some smaller things, but I'll leave the rest for Chair Sloan. That same night, C. Capri Foundation dinner. They were 40 years old, so we, as a board member of CRPD, was invited to the Capri side to have dinner, talk about their accomplishments over the last 40 years. That was great. And then on November 12th, the CRPD Sac Metro Fire AED installation ceremony down at Hagen Park. If you didn't get a chance to see the news media on it, please go back and check it, and also head down to Hagen Park on the Sullivan Field House, where there is an AED, which I mentioned to staff that day because I do, as everybody in this room and in the internet knows, that I work for Cordova Community Council. Now there's also an AED down there closer if something happens other than CERT when the fire, 4th of July is happening. So that's my report.
Thank you. Director Yearwood?
Excellent report, sir. Just have a few things. We already did the policy meeting that happened on October 20th. Then a little bit later that evening, I headed on over to the Mather Sports Complex for the feasibility study outreach meeting. Very well attended. Not really, unfortunately, but a lot of good information. Presentation was nice, so, well, maybe next time. And then last but not least, a very important Halloween at Hagen, trunk or treat. Fun was had by all. Thanks for those who came out and helped, and let's do it all again next year. I think it'll be our 10th year doing one.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Secretary Mattis?
I attended the CRPD feasibility study there at Mather. You had over 500 people that responded to your survey. Is that what it was? Over 500?
I'd have to confirm, but that sounds
Yeah, I think
correct.
that's
Quite a lot.
Yeah, there was quite a few. So that was good. So the people weren't there, but they responded online. So that was a very good number when I heard that. And then the CRPD Budget and Finance Standing Committee on November 17th, which we've already covered.
Vice Chair Langdon?
All right, so October 20th, the District Policy Standing Committee meeting, we discussed that already. And then one thing I did not put on, but I went to the Halloween at Hagen. Thank you, Director Yearwood, for providing the trunk and all your great decorations, peanuts, thank you. Decorations, it's always fun. It's always fun to watch the kids come by. Some of them are like, whoa, Snoopy, or, just the different.
And then Snoopy came by.
And then Snoopy came by, so it couldn't have been a better day. And then the Rosemont Community Association meeting on November 6th. Didn't have a ton to report, but just was able to be there, answer any questions if anyone had any, and just shared what's been going on.
My turn. You want to take a potty break?
No, we're good. Let's do it. Power through it, man.
5-word limit.
Power through it, man.
All right, Thursday, October 16th, the Public Relations Society of America, PRSA, Influence Awards dinner, our campaign, thanks to Shelby and her gang, won 2 awards. Make this time matter, right? It was wonderful. It's on Grapevine, just below the fold. Saturday, October 18th, It Takes a Lincoln Village held its first ever Tent and Treats celebration, and they even had a movie in the park. And it was well attended. It got dark a little sooner than they thought. I don't know. It was kind of crazy. Wednesday, October 22nd. Oh, no. Monday, October 20th, I attended the feasible study outreach meeting at Mather Sports Complex in the gym. And like my other director said, it was not well attended, but it was ready to, had a lot of information, and we actually had a couple people show up at the very end, and we were able to listen to the presentation in more depth. And like Secretary Meta said, there was a lot of response online, which was nice. Wednesday, October 22nd, City of Rancho Cordova had a Good Neighbors Day at Labyrinth Community Park. I attended that. And I attend these things because I want the visibility, especially in one of our parks, of the Park District being there. And I think, I'm not sure if we had a table there or not. We had representatives there too. Friday, October 24th, Police Activities League. I attended their trunk or treat, and that was a nice event. And then on Saturday, October 25th, the Halloween at Hagen. Excellent job. CRPD staff and everybody who put into that, and all the vendors and all the, I think it was really nice. That science guy is crazy. He does great stuff, and he had 2 big shows, then they were all packed and everyone loved them. Sunday, October 26th, Protect the American River, PAR had a family fest out at Sterling Park Drive. I showed up late, just in time for it to rain all over me. But we were out there too. We had a tent out there. And, but it looked like it was a very nice event until I got there when it started pouring down rain on me. Tuesday, October 28th, CRPD Annual Employee Recognition Event, luncheon at Hagan Park. That was wonderful. It was always nice to see the accolades and the expertise and all the wisdom and years of knowledge that are going into our parks and honoring our employees for their steadfast service to our district. I think it was wonderful. And all the toiletries and stuff we collected and gave to the Folsom Cordova Unified School District. And October 28th, that same night, the Butterfield Riviera East Community Association, BRECA, held its general meeting at the library. And yours truly, Patrick Larkin, was the first speaker, and he was the highlight of the evening. Everybody said how wonderful our parks are. And when everything else came that was kind of dark and gloomy, they all said, let's go back to the park thing. It's so nice and fresh, and we really liked what we were hearing. But we had Pat Hume, our fifth district supervisor out there, county supervisor. We had code enforcement and sheriffs, and it was a nice little group of people, maybe 60, 70 people were out there from the community. Tuesday, November 4th, I visit Rancho Cordova Annual Tourism Summit. We had it at City Hall, and the district had a table there, and they presented a commercial that was made that was really kind of cool, and I don't know if you've had a chance to see it. I think it's posted online.
TV.
They're going to play in the Super Bowl?
Apple TV.
Apple TV has written,
Super Bowl spot?
yeah, Super Bowl spot.
Maybe.
Yeah.
They're going for cheap now here.
And Tuesday, November 4th, I did that one. Wednesday, November 5th, City of Rancho Cordova held its State of the City. And I was out there at the Marriott Hotel for the first time. They decided not to have it at City Hall. I didn't feel the same vibe as a hometown Rancho Cordova, but it was a nice event. And they had the unveiling of an Eric Dowdle puzzle. And I don't know if you've ever been into some of the thrift stores. You'll see a lot of Eric Dowdle's puzzles. He does puzzles from all over the cities of all over the United States, and they're really kind of fun. It's almost like a Where's Waldo in these things.
At your local thrift store?
Yeah, you'll see them at thrift stores. You'll see lots of them. I was at two of them, and I was almost going to start collecting them, but because he's a well-known guy. He does this for a lot of all over the United States. It's amazing what he does. If you Google him, now I'm following him on Facebook. And I want to just tell you, this puzzle, you'll see it when it gets delivered. I'll have one. I signed up for one. You view it, and the parks are the lymphatic system of this puzzle, because everything that is city, relating to city, is entwined in the parks, and we're all over in there. So the green space was us, and all the people, and everything. It was such a great, Shelley saw it. It was fabulous.
Really fun fact that I think you would like, if I could be so bold
Sure.
as to offer this. You mentioned cupcake earlier, and when they were asking us for things, I did say, well, you must put Cupcake the donkey in the puzzle. And Cupcake is there.
Cupcake's in the puzzle, right?
But even better than that, these puzzle makers insert in puzzles what they call Easter eggs, things you have to search for. And there are 5 cupcakes, Easter eggs in this puzzle.
Oh, that's cool.
As a tribute to your.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Not everywhere close, but it's there. So you better look for it. And I've searched, and there are.
Oh, that's
5
cool.
of them there, and they are powered by the love of the community
Well, that's-
for Cupcake.
Oh, thank you.
That's
Thank you for
great.
letting us know. That's
Maybe we
great.
should rename the park.
I'm still searching for
Cupcake
a
Meadows.
short guy with a camera in there somewhere. Somewhere, he's got to be in there somewhere, right?
Yeah,
I'm looking. We got Cupcake.
that would have made your
We need
century.
another jackass in there too, right? Okay, so anyway, when that puzzle comes, we'll have like a puzzle putting together party or something. I don't know what they're gonna do with the giant one. I don't know where that's gonna go, but they have the pieces were this big. And I don't know if there was like 500 pieces. But, okay, the next thing is Friday, November 7th, the California Association Recreation Park District held our board meeting. Director Danzel mentioned some of the stuff. We went over our next conference, 2026, in Monterey. The theme is Standing Strong. And we also discussed the formation of a nonprofit foundation for the CRPD, and I'm sitting on that ad hoc committee to discuss that matter. And we had a few bills we talked about, but it was a very productive meeting, and it was here. It was in our chambers over there. And then that night, we had the 40th anniversary of the California Association of Recreation Park Indemnity, Capri. They had like a founder's dinner at Hagen Park in the community building. And that was a nice little event. And Wednesday, November 12th, I was really excited, and the fact that I was able to cut the ribbon at the AED installation for these devices that will save lives. And our partnership with the Sac Metro Fire is a partnership that's going to save lives. I mean, you can't beat that, saving a life. And right now, those devices save 1,700 lives a year. But 350,000 people have sudden cardiac arrest a year. So we need more devices out there. And it got news coverage, which was nice too. And people always are calling me and saying, "Yeah, I saw you on TV, and they like the way you cut the ribbon." No one got hurt. Right.
It's very dramatic.
Right. And Monday, November 17th, CRPD budget. Well, we already did that. I don't do that. Tuesday, November 18th. I attended last night the It Takes a Lincoln Village community meeting, and Heather from the Neil Orchard Senior Center was there, and the Park District's going to have a float in their annual Santa Parade, which is going to be on Thursday, December 11th. So we'll probably hear more about that. And also that same night, I went over to the BRECA meeting and the steering committee, and I was there for the tail end of that evening, and I just wanted to tell you, our holiday party for BRECA is going to be on December 16th at Brookside Restaurant.
Okay.
And so, that's my report. Unless you want to hear more.
Oh,
Sorry,
please continue.
I just, this was the busiest I've ever been. And I'm hearing it from people, and from the city officials, from the Chamber of Commerce. It says, "Rick, you're everywhere." And I got the best compliment I've ever had in my life. And they says, "You're almost like Don Natoli. You just show up at everything. Do you clone yourself?" They said to me. And that's something I've known for sure, that Don Natoli has cloned himself. And that's how he was able to get to all those events. Right. So that brings us to where? Shelby, help me here.
Item I.
Item I,
1,
comments on staff.
District-wide monthly progress report for November 2025. And at this time, we received no speaker cards, so I will turn it over to General Manager Patrick Larkin.
Thank you, Shelby. I just want to say a huge congratulations to our communications staff.
Thanks, Shelley.
Again, thank you, Shelley. They were awarded Internal and External Marketing Campaign Award for Make This Time Matter. You have seen that brand and logo on a lot of our material this past year, and I think we did a great job in activating what that means this year. So congratulations to the team. It is a very prestigious award. These awards are sent out of state, and other PRSA chapters throughout different states vote on those as an objective way of looking at it. So I thought that was really good for us to be aware of. I don't know if you knew that or not, but I had asked. So congratulations. That was, you do us proud, so thank you. I also planned and facilitated a 2025 leadership staff retreat. So in the morning, we were trained on leadership styles, so they all got to understand through taking a little test what their leadership style is. And Jim, yes, you still are a dictator. Yes, yep. And we also had a good time in the afternoon going to the new place over where Old Spaghetti Factory is called the Game Show. And so our team won, and yes, it was a really fun event that we had there. So thank you to the staff. You guys are amazing. We had an amazing year, so I just wanted to make sure we took the time to acknowledge and have a little fun and learn a little bit too. So. We hosted the all-staff recognition event. We celebrated exceptional service and longevity to our district. At that event, we collected donations from the staff of 253 personal hygiene items, valued at $700 for the Folsom Cordova Unified School District Families and Transitions Program. Amazing, generous staff, thank you. Again, I did present at the BRECA Community Annual General Meeting. We let them know about how we're moving forward with replacing the tennis courts with new tennis courts in 2026, thanks to the approval of the board for that CIP project. Also, I attended a meeting with CSDA. They're looking at creating a Sacramento chapter formation planning meeting so that they could look at the possibility of creating a Sacramento region chapter. There was a group of us from different special districts that got together. The consensus was that yes, that would be something to pursue. It was originally absorbed into the Sierra network, which is a very large network, and so they're trying to make it a more regional approach to build on networking and advocacy for special districts in the area. They'll be re-meeting at the beginning of the year, and I will continue to meet with them and report back to the board where they're going with that progress. Attended the Visit Rancho Cordova Annual Summit. They did a fantastic job explaining and demonstrating the economic impact that they have on our community by bringing in tourism and hotel stays, and also promoting amazing events that we have in our community here. So they did a great job with that. And then also I completed the SACOG CSDA Council Strategic Futures Summit. There was a series of 4 sessions where CSDA members, all special districts, educated SACOG, which is the Sacramento Area Council of Governments, on what special districts do, and then also making us eligible for potential funding when funding sources become available. We will be considered more than just counties and cities, so there should be a benefit seeing that they're now more educated on the benefits of special districts as well. We're doing very well with our budget. We're keeping a tight fist thanks to Matt Goodell. We are at the annual budget consumed 68% of our budget overall, and we're on target plus 5%. Some exciting CIP projects have been completed. On page 56 of the report, we completed the Rosemont Community Park Little League ADA pathway projects, and there are photos there on the bottom of page 56. We're continuing on with the White Rock Community Dog Park. We're in the permitting phases and moving forward with that. Also, Manlove Park walkway replacement projects. The asphalt has been replaced with really nice concrete, a bench, and I believe a water fountain has been installed, so it looks gorgeous. Thank you for all the staff in moving that project forward to completion. We have some grants that you guys have been aware of throughout the last couple of months. We got word that the Land and Water Conservation Funds grants that we've applied for likely will be hearing in early 2026. Those are very significant amounts for funds that we're looking for improvements at Lincoln Village Community Park and Dave Roberts Community Park as well. We did secure a grant for $33,000 to add additional fitness equipment for the Montaleno Meadows Park that you guys just approved this evening, and also secured the $500,000 for the White Rock Dog Park. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to our Director of Parks and Recreation, Jill Dunns.
Well, thank you. Good evening again. All right, again, Halloween at Hagen, our largest community event of the year, took place on October 25th. Despite early rain and wind, we welcomed approximately 1,000 attendees, so not too shabby. Our trunk or treat featured 21 decorated vehicles, included one hosted by the Board of Directors, Michael Yearwood. Thank you for that, as well as GM Larkin and his family. So thank you for hosting.
We had the best one,
Yeah.
In your row.
for the record.
Thank you to our staff, board, vendors, and sponsors for making this event another success. The Cordova Golf Course was busy getting a little makeover this month. If you could read your report, as you can see in your report, as part of the 2025-26 CIP, 3 significant projects were completed at the golf course. Parking lot resurfacing, oh, thank goodness, it's done. I know, it's so good. The parking lot received asphalt repairs, a fresh seal coat, new striping, and updated directional arrows to improve traffic flow. The layout was reconfigured to offer wider lanes and better navigation. This project was completed successfully and has greatly improved guest access. We also removed an adjacent deteriorating house. This old unsafe structure next to the golf course parking lot was removed, and this opens up valuable space for our future growth and potential parking improvements. And so that'll be something for the future that we'll probably be using that for egress or ingress at some point into that parking lot when Jackson Road becomes a Jackson Highway. I had to get that in, Laura, just once, sorry. Removal, yeah, so that was the removal. Still Jackson Road in front of the golf course, I just want to let everybody know that. Hole 13, restroom renovation. So Park Services replaced exterior siding and trim, cleared overgrown vegetation, and adjusted irrigation to improve both accessibility and aesthetics. I've been here for 8 years, and I've been wanting this for 8 years, so Jim and your staff, thank you for finally getting it done. It looks fantastic, really good, so thank you for that. So a special thanks, of course, to facilities, the golf course staff, park planning for all of your help, but those projects were big lifts for us, so thank you for all of that. Park Services didn't stop there. They completed another major project, which is a new crosswalk across Chase Drive at Hagan Community Park, improving access to the pedestrian and bike path, which opened in August. We saw that there was a need when we used that parking field, that soccer field as a parking lot. Now people were cutting across and not going down to the ends. So Jim and his staff created a little bit of an opening. They put some DG down, and then we put the crosswalk signs across with signs. So we needed that. It's huge, huge liability. Jim, you and your staff, again, thank you for doing that. And Chase, you and your staff for helping out. So great job, everyone. Teen Adventure Group is continuing to grow. We're reaching 42 members. The 15 teens attended an October outing at Railtown, 1897 State Historic Park, including 3 first-time participants, and then they also helped out at Halloween at Hagan. So their involvement is just increasing, and we're so proud of the team for putting on such a great program. It's just incredible, so great job. Our senior Get Up and Go trips are as popular as ever. On September 25th, they went to the California Academy of Sciences, which was a major success. We had 50 participants, 30 from NOSAC, 13 from Orangevale, and 7 from Sunrise. So congratulations to the NOSAC team. Keep up the good work. We also, Rick Sloan, have a brand new kiln that was delivered to NOSAC as part of our 2025-26 CIP projects as well. So this kiln will allow us to fire more pieces, including larger projects, and then due to that growing demand, we also have expanded our program to 3 days a week. So super excited for that new kiln. So again, thank you to the board for their support in being able to purchase that. As we recognized earlier, the community relations team's on fire this month as well. They've obviously won their awards, but they also, Shelby Golden, our communications manager, completed the PRSA Executive Leadership Certificate Program, so congratulations to Shelby. And then Community Relations Coordinator Haley Waugh attended the Social Media Summit, focusing on AI-powered engagement strategies and best practices. And then both Golden and Waugh attended the CSEA Board Secretary Clerk Conference and earned the Board Secretary and Clerk certificates. So congratulations to all you community relations. Good job.
Legit.
And then, of course, the highlight of the month really is that ribbon cutting for the AED installation. We are very, very proud of this project. It's something that we have been talking about for a while, and this is a true collaboration, true partnership with an agency where we just worked really hard to get this done. And so Hagan Community Park is going to be our first park. It's going to be kind of a test park because we want to make sure that that cabinet can hold up to any kind of, tampering, any kind of nonsense with it. So we're going to start with that as our first park. We're going to see how it goes for a couple of months. And then we are going to, hopefully in the future, have an AED at every one of our community parks. That's the plan for now. We are working with Sac Metro Fire. They have applied for some grants, for grant funding that could help out with the purchasing of the cabinets as well as the AEDs. It's really great that they, have an app that people can go on and see where AEDs are located, not just within, obviously, a park system, but you can also go onto that app and it would bring up this building, for example, to show that if you were outside this building and needed to know where an AED is, you could run into this building and say, hey, I know you have an AED here, do you want to use it? And so that's throughout Sac County. So I'm really proud of our staff. I mean, it really did take a team, but I want to really give a shout out to Chase Michelotti, our recreation superintendent, and Nicole Lowry. They worked really hard with Sac Metro to get this done. And so if we can just give them a round of applause. And so we worked out the logistics. We hope we never have to use it. That's the main thing. We hope that this is a security blanket, that we never have to have someone call 911 and punch those numbers into the cabinet and use it. There's also a first aid kit in the cabinet, just in case someone needs any kind of first aid, help. And then in the future, we're looking to also put Narcan into those cabinets so that if someone in the park is also experiencing or is somebody sees somebody in the park that may be experiencing a drug overdose, they also will be able to go to that cabinet, call 911, and then be able to get the Narcan out. So that's a little bit into the future, but again, working with Sac Metro to get that done will be huge. So stay tuned. Appreciate all the board members, and I appreciate those that were able to attend, but we are excited to have this as a pilot in one of our parks, and we hope to be able to grow at least to our community parks. And then really, 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 really big dream is really every single park, all 50 parks eventually, but that's a big dream for now. So thank you to everybody. And I should also thank Gary Atchison and his team and the facilities team, because they worked really quickly to get that up, because Sac Metro's like, hey, we want to do a ribbon cutting like next week. And Gary's like, meow. So Gary and the facilities team did a lot of work to get the cabinet up and paint Peterson, make it look a little bit better than it had been in the past. So again, another team effort, but Jim, please thank Gary. For me, I don't usually give updates about Director of Parks and Recreation, but even though I was out with my surgery, I still had a really busy month, which is incredible. I was elected to executive positions on 3 external boards that I'm on. So I have been elected as secretary for the Capri Board of Directors, secretary for the Foundation of Folsom Cordova School. That's their foundation for Folsom Cordova. And then a treasurer for the Visit Rancho Cordova Foundation. So definitely going to be busy over the next year or so. And then on October 20th, Recreation Superintendent Chase Michelotti and myself got to meet the new Executive Director of Facilities Development for Folsom Cordova, who took over from Matt Washburn. His name is Craig Rouse. And we just introduced ourselves, had a great meeting, and then just discussed our joint use agreement. Looking forward to working with Craig and all of his team, as well as we always have in the past. And with that concludes that part of the report. Let's go to your special event invitation page. We've got a few events coming up. As you know, the big Christmas tree lighting hosted by the Cordova Community Council is at the Village Green on Sunday, November 30th from 4 to 7:30. Breakfast with Santa is over at the Neil Orchard Senior Activity Center on Saturday, December 6th. Seating times are 9 a.m. and then 10 a.m. Lincoln Village Community Holiday Parade, we will be taking place. We will have a truck and a trailer there, and we will be part of that. It's hosted by It Takes a Lincoln Village, and that's going to be on Thursday, December 11th at 6 p.m. We have Winter Wonderland celebration at NOSAC on Wednesday, December 19th at 11:30, and then the Polar Bear Plunge at the Cordova Community Pool on Saturday, January 10th, 2026, from 11 a.m. It just starts at 11 a.m. There's no time, so 11 a.m. So that concludes my report. I hope everyone has a very happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you for that wonderful report. I have one more tidbit here to share with you guys. Every minute that passes when someone has sudden cardiac arrest, your chances of survival decrease by 10%. Think about that. When it's right there on the wall, you can pull it up.
And another thing to remember too is if there's not an AED, if you do the hands-on CPR, you don't have to give breaths if you don't want to, if you're not comfortable, but you just being able to do that until paramedics arrive is also life-saving.
Right,
But yes,
exactly.
AED would be, optimal if we could do that, so, thank you.
Great, thank you for that wonderful report. So we're at information items?
Item J1 is our articles, correspondence, and public outreach, and item J2 is our CRPD calendar for November and December. At this time, we've received no speaker cards, so we can jump into our closed session items. So I'll read them out. K1, Government Code 54956.9D2. The Board of Directors will meet in closed session with legal counsel pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D2 regarding significant exposure to litigation. Item K2, liability claim pursuant to California Government Code Section 54956.9. Claimant, Mong Vu. Agency claimed against Cordova Recreation and Park District. Item K3, public employee performance evaluation pursuant to California Government Code 54957, titled General Manager. At this time, we received no speaker cards, so I will turn it back over to you, Chair Sloan.
Thank you, Shelby. With that, I'm going to announce a recess to closed session, and that will be at 8:17 p.m. to reopen this board meeting coming out of closed session at 9:49 PM. And out of closed session regarding item K1, nothing to report. For item K2, the Board of Directors voted 4 yeses and 1 abstained to reject a claim against the district as presented by Meng Vu. And with that,
Item K3, please.
K3. What's K3?
Evaluation.
What do I say for that?
You administer.
We had an evaluation with our administrator, K3, and it went well, right? What do I say? No action.
No action taken?
No action taken. We just had a nice conversation, and everybody seemed to be happy. A lot of smiles. Doing a great job, yes. So that, now we can,
Announce the next board meeting.
okay, until our next board meeting, which will be on
December 17th.
December 17th.
2025.
No, 2020.
Oh my gosh, it's getting late.
2025. This meeting is adjourned.
Yay.
Oh,
All right.
dude, I did that.
signatures.
I gaveled the first meeting in this room.